Welcome to today's video, where we delve into one of the most infamous unsolved murders in American history, the tragic and chilling story of Elizabeth Short, known as the Black Dahlia. This case has haunted the public for decades, not only because of the brutal nature of the crime, but also because of the unanswered questions that still remain to this day. It's a story filled with mystery, gruesome details, and the relentless pursuit of a truth that might never be revealed. So, let's begin this journey into one of the darkest chapters of Los Angeles' history. Elizabeth Short was born on July 29, 1924, in Boston, Massachusetts. She was the third of 5 children in the Short family. Growing up, Elizabeth's life was far from perfect. Her father, George Short, was an eccentric and troubled man. In 1929, when Elizabeth was just 5 years old, her father abandoned the family, leaving them in financial turmoil. Her mother, Phoebe, was forced to raise her children alone, and Elizabeth grew up with the sense that her family was falling apart. By the time Elizabeth reached her teenage years, she was known to be a rebellious young woman who had a tumultuous relationship with her mother. Elizabeth's father was never heard from again, and Elizabeth's early life was marked by hardship and instability. As a teenager, Elizabeth dreamed of becoming an actress. In the early 1940s, she moved to California in pursuit of her dream, settling in the city of Los Angeles. However, her dreams of stardom never fully materialized. She struggled to find work and lived a life of uncertainty. Elizabeth's beauty, however, was undeniable. She had strikingly dark hair, pale skin, and a radiant smile that captivated many. She was described as charismatic and ambitious, but also somewhat mysterious. At the time of her death, Elizabeth had gained some attention in the local Los Angeles social scene, though she was far from a household name. The fateful day came on January 15, 1947. Elizabeth's lifeless body was discovered in a vacant lot in the Leimert Park neighborhood of Los Angeles. What police found was beyond horrifying. Elizabeth's body had been severed in half, with the torso and lower half of her body placed neatly, as if arranged deliberately. Her body was drained of blood, and there were no visible signs of struggle or defensive wounds. Her mouth was gruesomely cut from ear to ear, creating what is known as a smile of death, an expression that would later become an eerie hallmark of the Black Dahlia case. The body had been posed in a disturbingly deliberate manner, with her hands placed above her head and her legs spread apart. The horror was made even worse by the fact that her body was found in broad daylight, with the crime scene exposed to anyone who happened to pass by. Police immediately went to work trying to identify the victim. They soon discovered that the young woman was Elizabeth Short, whose image had been circulated in the media because of her previous involvement with various men in Hollywood. It was not long before the press began to dub the murder the Black Dahlia, after a nickname that had been given to Elizabeth, referencing her dark hair and her beauty that seemed to match the allure of a mysterious movie star. The investigation into the murder was intense, with police and reporters alike scrambling to find answers. Within days, the press flooded the public with every possible detail about Elizabeth's life. They uncovered that Elizabeth had been seen with a number of men in the weeks leading up to her death. Some believed that she had been romantically involved with one or more of them, but nothing concrete ever came out of these leads. One of the most chilling parts of this case is the fact that the killer seemed to taunt the police. A few days after Elizabeth's body was discovered, a package was sent to the Los Angeles Examiner newspaper. The package contained Elizabeth's personal belongings, including her identification cards, photos, and even her birth certificate. There was also a note attached which read, "Here is Dahlia's belongings. It is the best part of her. I am going to keep killing." This note was signed with the ominous phrase, "The Black Dahlia Avenger." The chilling contents of this package suggested that the killer was enjoying the attention and wanted to send a clear message. The police were now dealing with someone who was not only capable of such a gruesome crime, but also someone who was seemingly unafraid to leave clues behind, toying with the authorities. The media played a huge role in keeping the Black Dahlia case in the public eye. Newspapers were filled with sensational headlines about the murder, and the public was captivated by every new development. Elizabeth Short became a household name, and the fascination with her gruesome murder only grew over time. In the years that followed, many books, films, and documentaries were made about the Black Dahlia case. Some offered theories about the killer's identity, while others focused on the media frenzy that surrounded the case. One thing was clear: Elizabeth Short's death had captured the imagination of the public, and the mystery surrounding her murder would never be fully solved. Today, Elizabeth Short's murder remains unsolved, and the case has become a dark chapter in the history of American crime. Despite numerous theories and countless investigations, the identity of the Black Dahlia killer remains a mystery. Over the years, many suspects have been named, but no one has ever been arrested or charged with the crime. What makes this case even more unsettling is the fact that, even after all these years, no one has been able to definitively solve it. The brutality of the murder, the chilling taunting of the police, and the unanswered questions surrounding Elizabeth Short's life and death all contribute to the lasting mystery of the Black Dahlia. The Black Dahlia case is a reminder of how unsettling the world of crime can be, and how some mysteries remain unsolved, even in an age where technology and investigations have advanced. The story of Elizabeth Short is one that continues to haunt the public imagination, and it may never be fully understood. The story of Elizabeth Short, the Black Dahlia, is a tragic and haunting one. Her life, filled with dreams of Hollywood and stardom, was cut short in the most brutal way possible. Despite years of investigation, no one has ever been able to uncover the truth behind her murder. The case remains one of the greatest mysteries in American criminal history, and it serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk just beneath the surface.